Bitcoin is setting up currently a massive bear trap, and this could play out already over the next coming hours. I will show you the exact levels that I'm watching right now from where I will potentially take a long position for this specific reason. But there is also more danger ahead. I will show you everything in this episode, so let's go. Hi guys, welcome back. Why am I here on this screen right now? Okay, I remember. I made here a mistake. So let me switch quickly to the right screen here. I think it's this one here, right? Yeah, there we go. So guys, I'm back. As you can see, yesterday was a little bit crazy. I still need to fly out. It did not work yesterday. Gonna try tomorrow, maybe tomorrow again. Let's see, got 26 people already here, 36. Guys, smash up the like button. Thank you so much for joining and for the support. Even though I did not stream today, I really appreciate that. So we start directly then also with today's content. So DXY will tomorrow, when the US market opens, start correcting back to the downside. There were some developments over the weekend that make me think that we're gonna see here some weakness on Monday, and I'm gonna show you here a chart for that in a second. So here, not really worried about to go back to 99 points here. Even if we come up here, we get a rejection and then continue to go downwards, and we'll start over time losing the current trading range where the dollar is in. On the Bitcoin CME gaps, here currently we see that on Friday we closed at $87,850. The current price basically catched up to this right now. So when I charted this out, we were here at 88,500, 600 approximately. So currently it doesn't look like that we got getting a CME gap. Yeah, so we are pretty close to the no, we are actually already there. So here maybe in the next coming hours, what you're gonna see is that we're actually moving a little bit lower, and then we open up from here, setting the perfect scene for that bear trap, and then continue in an upwards trajectory. So why do I believe that the dollar will go down tomorrow or even on Tuesday, and then Bitcoin will go slightly up? So there is a really specific reason, but the problem with that chart is that this will only be a short-term phenomenon before we're gonna go into a deeper correction. So even if that bear trap is playing out and we even reach $93,000, $94,000, there is something that we need to be aware of that could drag us lower in the mid to long term here. So, and this chart is a chart that I have never shown you guys. This chart here is the Bitcoin gold chart. So here on the Bitcoin gold chart is right now something happening that has not happened in 3 years and is really bearish for Bitcoin in the mid to long term. So, and why? Because here on the daily chart, on the weekly chart, we have lost here this support on the Bitcoin gold chart. So that was a crucial support that has led to Bitcoin rally into new all-time highs. So now we are at an RSI low last seen in the midst of the last bear market. So here, the last time in June 2022, we were at the same levels here below 30%, where we are currently at, we're at 29. We got a short-term bounce here back to the upside. I'm expecting this short-term bounce also to happening here, back into that former support level to confirm this as resistance. Then we will come down, chop for a little while sideways in Q1, and then at some point in Q1 you get then the push back to the upside. So that means Bitcoin can first go up significantly over the next coming weeks, but then at some point there will be a turnaround event, and then we go back at current levels and potentially another 5-8% lower than where we are currently, and that will mark then the low, the real low, macro low, from where we start running back into new all-time high. So because this 3-year low is really, really bearish for Bitcoin, but as you can see here, it takes a little bit of time to hit here the secondary low. So the first one you get an impulse reaction back to the upside, confirming here, as you can see. Let me pull this here, there. So there, broke down, came back up, then chopped sideways, then got another leg to the downside, marking the ultimate low, and then we started going up again. Something similar will be happening here too, because we also broke down more or less in the same fashion. If you look over here, how we broke down, and you look then over here, how we broke down, looks pretty similar, what we are seeing here right now. So let me have a quick look in the chat, really quick here. Yeah, thank you so much for Unseen TV. So let me see. Yeah, so the rate thing in Japan, for now, forget about it. You know, Bitcoin did dump before the rate before the hike decision. So Bitcoin basically front ran the decision. So there's nothing happening in Japan tomorrow that would lead here to significant continuation. Now let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. So here on the weekly chart, we are still technically in this head and shoulders pattern. Nothing has really changed, but also for the completion of the head and shoulders pattern, we need a move above $100,000, at least to $103,000, $104,000, and then turn around and get the continuation move. And this is perfectly in alignment what the Bitcoin gold chart is showing us right now. So right here we cannot really do anything in the moment besides just give it a couple of weeks to see if we actually start completing this or if something else is coming out of it. But we have already completed the left shoulder, the head, so and that gives this head and shoulders pattern a 72% chance to complete also the right shoulder and then get the breakdown. On the daily chart, things started to look here earlier really good actually, because the candle that we put in was green here for a while and even above yesterday's candle high. So it was looking good here for a continuation move. Now it doesn't look so good anymore. We are getting here currently a retest of the downward sloping trend line from a bump and run pattern. So that could be just a bullish retest before we get continuation. And here for the bear trap to complete, we need basically a wick below that trend line, then come back up and straight continuation tomorrow. Also tomorrow, something else that I want to point out is watch tomorrow how the trading range is forming between Monday high and Monday low, because that will most likely set the stage for the next coming days. Afterwards, I'm going to show you this. I can show you that in a moment. Let me know in the chat if you want to show me how to set up the proper trading range between Monday low and Monday high, which is usually then really dominant throughout the week. Let me know in the chat, and I'm gonna do that. Just send a rocket if you want to see it, and I in the chat, and I'm gonna do it then. So here my short that I had pointed out is still technically in play. I still wait here to hit the entry level, which we haven't done yet. Potentially happening with the next weekly candle opening, and here we'll be just patient for that short. I'm not in a rush, you know. So if price keeps bouncing above the entry level around and even goes up here to the top of the EMA ribbon before it then turns around, fine, you know. So I will start shorting then from up here. But if we are breaking down at any given moment from current levels, then here my short will get activated. Like I said, if we move up first, then most likely from here, like exactly the $100,000 level will be where we're gonna enter that short. In the meantime, you can have a long if we break above $89,200 all the way up here into the $100,000 level. So, but for that we need to move first higher. On the daily chart, the rising wedge pattern is still intact, so we are just consolidating below the rising wedge pattern. This is still bearish. This is still a bearish order block that could get continuation. So here, let me point this out. Here, for this to turn around, bulls need to break above. Oh wow. I stay with the line. They need to break above $89,000. So $89,200 is still the most important level right now for bulls here for turning this around in the short term. So as long as that level acts as resistance, we will most likely face continuation into lower levels. On the 4-hourly chart, also here things started to look good, but then we got schooled once again that the EMA ribbon never fails. remember what I said here a while back, where I said even if price manages to break above the EMA ribbon, if we are not able to sustain price to stay above the EMA ribbon that has flipped into a downtrend, this is all just a fake out where you get then a move straight back below the ribbon again. So this is what we are seeing right now. Of course, we still have over 2 hours to potentially turn this around, slightly over 2 hours, to turn this around once more, and potentially also with the next 4-hourly candle. But if that's not happening and the next 4-hourly candle pushes here back into that trading range down here, then also here it looks like that we're gonna get continuation first before we are then turning around, because then we are going to fill here this imbalance in this candle before you get then the turnaround. On the fixed volume range here, I just want to remind you that on Wednesday we had hit here the point of control. That's why we got such a harsh rejection to the downside, and since then we have not even come really close to it. Nothing has really changed here. As you can see, we are currently trying to defend this area from $88,400 to $87,600, but price tries already to break below that. If price manages to break below this level, then there is only a little bit of support at $86,700 approximately. So here on the 15 minutes chart, some new indicator that I'm playing around with that I wanted to show you guys that you can potentially also use is called what is it called? Smart money breakouts. That's what it's called. So smart money breakouts. And I was looking at this because, funny enough, when you see here big moves in the market in the same time window of the US market opening in the first couple of hours, that's where smart money is actually moving in Bitcoin. So if I go a little bit further back, here you can see it. So here you can see it, over there you can see it. These are small rallies most of the time, but really, really good to actually make here in the short term some money with scalping. So, and that's why I wanted to show you this. So even if you would have, let's say, halfway through the candle, you would have caught this, and you would have been smart enough to get out at $89,000. Okay, 0.73%, but if you trade this with 50x leverage, you risk to lose here 10%, but make 36% roughly. So this is good enough for a scalp trade on Bitcoin when you use 50x leverage. You know, so you can use 50x, 100x leverage if your risk management is impeccable and you know what you're doing. You know, so I would have traded that as an example here. You know, so but now of course you need to wait that you get another smart money window, because this is right now invalidated. Because as you can see here, smart money had a window where it was moving, and that was from here 8:30 to 1:30, and then they stopped, and that's why price is turning around, because there's no big players supporting that price range currently, and that's why then we went back to the downside. The target here, take this with a grain of salt, because you see here the previous one was pretty high. I would here with the targets, I would maybe aim for like here that secondary one for most of the time. So of course that doesn't would have not worked over here, but here we were also aiming for way too much here to the upside, to be fair. So you have to get a feeling for this indicator, but you can definitely make some money with that. So otherwise here on the 50 minutes chart, the stochastic is here massively oversold. The RSI is oversold. We are at 27.5%. The MACD is still showing bearish momentum, so we could reach here $87,350 approximately before we see a bounce. If we break below that, then we most likely come back down here to try to sweep these lows that we have put in on Friday before the daily close, before you see then a turnaround into today's daily close. On the you wanted to see Monday's range. Let me show you here how you put out how you chart out the Monday range before I continue here. Monday. So I don't need here anything. So let me go here. Monday, Thursday. There, Monday. Wow, that's crazy. So this is all Monday. So here was Monday low. So you mark the lowest point that you get on Monday, and then you take the highest point from Monday, which was here, and look at that. Bitcoin is still respecting the overall Monday range from last week. So, but you need to be aware, we're gonna put in a new Monday range tomorrow that Bitcoin is potentially then again respecting over the course of the week. Because if I go back here and take the last Monday's range, so, and you need to understand here something else when I'm explaining this right now. I'm gonna tell you what this is. So here we have the previous Monday range. Bitcoin is considered to continue to push into higher levels when we break the Monday high. That is something that is extremely bullish in markets. Doesn't matter what asset it is, if it breaks the Monday high, because that signals continuation into higher levels. So of course here we faced resistance, came back down, ran back into the Monday low. And as long as we're not breaking the Monday low, we are also not continuing bearish movements to the downside. So, but as you can see here, we broke on Sunday the Monday low last week, came back up here, tried to reclaim the Monday low on the following Monday from the previous Monday, which did not work. And then we basically started to create a new range that we're currently trading in. So now, tomorrow, we're gonna start a new Monday range. And as you can see here, we are respecting quite well these Monday highs and Monday lows. And yeah, when we are breaking above or below these levels and get continuation, then you know, okay, we are now in a new range. But as long as we're respecting these ranges, they're really good for short-term trades. You know, so if you would have taken here from the Monday low, a long position, only up here, and you would have, and you take then, what is this, Sunday's low for your stop loss, you would have had here an amazing trade setup. Here 1 to 6.6 risk to reward ratio, 3.27% profit, that on 25x leverage, that is almost 80%. Yeah, it is roughly, it's 70, yeah, no, it's over 80%, it's 81, 82%, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Wrong, 25x. Yeah, no, this is roughly 81% against a 12.5% stop loss. So that would have been a really juicy trade just by going back here to the Monday high. You know, so if you would have then not closed this or would trade a stop loss, you would have made way more here on the way to the upside. So, and you just need to catch this in the right moment. You know, so because I don't want to tell you that this works all the time. You know, it is a game again of probability. You know, the as long as we are respecting these Monday lows and get a bounce from there, you can always long this back into the top side. You know, into the Monday high. But once it breaks, of course, here below and it hits your stop loss, stay away from it until you get a proper reclaim on the Monday high. Sorry, on the Monday low. On the Monday low, because as you can see here, currently we are in a different Monday range. We got close to the Monday high from this week, but got rejected before we actually reached that. So here, for today, this can still happen today. Then we come all the way down here and then pump back to the upside, and that will mark here the bear trap. So I don't actually think that we come that low. For the bear trap to play out, it's enough if we come here as low as, let me see, $87,000. That is the level that I would be targeting with a limit order right now. So let me go here. Oh, and thank you guys, 100 people here. Come on, 99, one more. Smash the like button, guys, so we get here to 100. I want to see 100 people, guys. But thank you so much so far for everybody that's here. I really appreciate that. Well, let me see, how long are we already here? Oh wow, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Crazy, okay. So let's look here quick at the liquidation levels. Yeah, also here, there is right now downside favored first to liquidate everybody all the way to like $86,800. Again, bear trap territory. And then a turnaround closer again to $90,000. Potentially triggering there a short squeeze all the way up to $91,000 approximately. Then we still need to see if we can manage to stay in these levels or if we face another rejection back to the downside. And guys, if you want to take any of these trades, and actually let me pull this up. I want to show you guys something. For this I need to make sure that you cannot see that. And then I also have to make a confession to you guys. So I'm sure. So yeah, that's what I wanted. So let's see here. So just that you see that. So there we go. So. Oh, but afterwards we talk about the confession that I have to make. So first of all, guys, if you want to take any of these trades, then do this on WEEX. On WEEX, you still get $400 just for binding your phone email address, downloading the app, and another $400 if you deposit $500. And if you deposit $500, you will also get access here to that Telegram group where we are still killing it every single day. So here I gave yesterday a Monero trade. We were $1 short of hitting $500. You know, so I consider that to be target also hit here. But just for transparency reasons, I said here only take profit 1 and 2 were hit, then as L to last take profit points. So overall, that trade was massively profitable. While everything else was going down, you know, we were still making money here. So you want to make sure that you are in that Telegram group. You will also get access to this Telegram group if you cannot use WEEX, if you sign up on Tapit. There's also a link that you can go to Tapit, 20% cash back on your initial deposit, plus that you get $4,000 for free just for signing up there. So, and meet the criteria for that. So also check that out. I saw a lot of you have signed up for Tapit, but also here, if you want access to the Telegram group, you need to deposit $500 so that I can help you to make here a shit ton of money. And I want to say this again, in that Telegram group, I will handhold you to turn $500 into $10,000. So that's why deposit $500 and then we're gonna take it from there. And we are right now up $700. Yeah, I'm up $700 on my account. So if you even join now with $500, you're not that far away from everybody else if they use the same leverage that I used. So now let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance slightly above 59.6%. Nothing too crazy here. I still overall see here continuation to the downside, especially with everything that's happening in the next quarter next year. The total free market cap still struggling to hold above $836 billion. Not a big surprise here, but also here problem. Spinning top in the making. So if that closes as it is, we could face here $815 to $778 billion as the next level of support before we see here any significant move back into higher levels. Ethereum, that is actually bullish. So Ethereum, here the downward sloping trend line just got a bullish retest. So if we close in 2 hours above $2,978, I would long Ethereum from here. That is a really, really good bullish retest here after we chopped around here sideways for a really significant amount of time. Yeah, so get a close above $2,978 and I would long this here into $3,100, $3,156. Then Solana also bullish retest here from the downward sloping trend line. Stochastic almost on the bottom. MACD not looking all too good. RSI slightly pointing down. But the reason is really simple for that because we were also here chopping sideways downwards basically since yesterday. And now we are seeing finally a small bounce here. So if that candle in the next 1.5 hours, in the next 2 hours, flips green again, the RSI will turn around and you get continuation back into $130 and potentially even to $140 approximately. So then here, oh wow, that's a crazy bounce in Monero and a really good Morningstar pattern. So here in 5 minutes, if that closes as it is and stays above $465, that is a good opportunity to long Monero here, to be fair. I'm gonna show it to you. Camera is giving up. Oh shit, I did not show my screen. Yeah, sorry guys, sorry, I just realized. Okay, so back Here, Ethereum, bullish retest. Here, in that candle, close above here, trade. Solana, okay, now moving closer again to that trend line. As long as we are above that trend line, I consider this bullish. Break below and get a continuation candle, really bad. So then Monero, like I said here, bullish setup right now on the 15-minute chart with here that Morningstar pattern. So if this plays out, here $565, I would target $490, sorry, $490, a 5.4% move more or less. Previous here, that low would be my stop loss. You have here a clean 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio on that trading setup. But you need this 15-minute candle to close above $465 before you enter this. So here in the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds approximately. So let me cool down the camera a little bit. It's actually getting worse with the camera. And the camera is only surviving now 30 minutes instead of 45 before. Was before like 40 minutes. Now it's getting worse. So I'm gonna let this cool down here for a moment. So let me know in the chat what other coins do you want me to go through quickly before I'm leaving again. Oh wow, yeah, 2-3 minutes then I'm leaving. So be quick, be quick. I'm waiting here for you guys in the chat. But overall, this looks really, really bullish to me. I think I'm gonna long this right now on TapBit. Yeah, I want to long this now. Okay, this was successful. XMR. Yes, we have XMR here. Nice. Isolated. Yes. 480. And yes, let's go. Okay, I just opened a new trade here. So XRP, okay, let me do quick XRP. So yeah, a little bit underwater here. So let me turn the camera back on for the last couple of minutes. Sure, it can survive a minute or two. So just that you see here that I opened that XMR trade. So here, 10x. Whoop. There. So I'm slightly underwater right now on this trade, but oh, now I should be in profit. Well, let me see. Go away. Hey, why is that not in profit yet? Oh, okay. So it's 466.5 where I entered, so that's why it's not in profit. Okay, so let me do quick. I will do XRP and hype. That's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm leaving. So XRP, is this? Oh no, this is not my normal XRP chart. Where's my normal XRP chart? Ah, okay, that's why. Need to be on Binance for this. So and then 4 hours. Still overall in this massive falling wedge pattern. Nothing has really changed there. So we try to get close to the downward sloping trend line, the resistance line. Here, I think from how this looks like, we will get a retest here at $1.88. So which is just it's like 1% down. You know, this is not crazy. It is a percent, right? Yeah, it's 1.4%. 1.27, yeah, 27%. Not crazy. So I definitely see us coming down here, and I would take a chance to trade from there. But your stop loss, and that's the crazy part. But this would be also more or less a small swing trade for me. You need to have here a higher target. You want to go to 228 or even 250. Yeah, 248. Yeah, because you need here a 5.5% 50% stop loss on the last 4-hourly low here. That's where you need to have your stop loss. So I don't think that we're going to run into that low here, but you just want to give this enough room to breathe when it comes down here, then turns around, and with the breakout it will go to 248, sorry, 248. Not doing meme coins. BYBIT is a meme coin. So then hype looks like bottoming formation here, but could also come down one more time lower to at least like to $23. So there's some support, and here that looks bearish to me. So down here, then up. So I would set some limit orders at $23 before this is turning around. Let's see a higher time frames. Yeah, so I don't see us coming down here like to 22 again, but like 23. 23 looks like. Yeah, but on the weekly chart, if you buy spot, that might be a really, really crazy good buy right now. Massively oversold everywhere. So here, I think with this current weekly candle close, it will push the RSI below 30%, and that would mark for me a strong buy. And also building swing positions on leverage for that, like on 2x, 3x leverage. Maybe I would be, 3x maximum. Yeah, 3x leverage, and then I scale it up after we break back above $27. That's where you want to crank up your leverage, because it will then go and most likely set your entry at 25 when you go from 23 to 27, and then you crank up your leverage. Will go like to like 25, and then you just continue this to the upside. But yeah, for now, you need either a break above 24.60 or a move back to 23 to enter this. In between, I would not trade this. And guys, that's it already for today's live stream. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again tomorrow.